She stood frozen, dripping with soda in front of everyone. Laughter echoed in the office until the elevator doors opened and her billionaire husband walked in. Subscribe now to USA Drama 2.0 for more real-life inspired, emotional, and powerful stories that will touch your heart and leave you speechless. The morning had started like any other day at Maple Heights corporate offices, a sleek, modern building in the heart of the city. The employees bustled around with coffee cups and laptops, chattering about projects and weekend plans. Among them was Maya Thompson, a hard-working woman known for her calm, graceful nature and impressive work ethic. She had joined the company 3 years ago and had quietly risen to the position of project manager. She was respected by clients, loved by her team, and envied by a few who mistook her humility for weakness. Today, Maya had been called into the main conference room to present a project she had spent months perfecting. It was the kind of project that could land the company $1 million client. She stood at the front of the room, her confidence glowing as she clicked through the slides. The CEO nodded in approval, even the toughest critics seemed impressed. But there was one person who wasn't happy, Lena, a senior associate who had always seen Maya as competition. Lena had tried for months to undermine her, spreading whispers and taking credit for her ideas. After the presentation ended and everyone applauded Maya, Lena's fake smile faded. "Wow, Maya," she said loudly, "you even make spreadsheets sound exciting. Guess that's your only talent, huh?" The room went quiet. Maya smiled politely, refusing to respond. She had learned that silence sometimes spoke louder than anger. But Lena wasn't done. She wanted attention. As the meeting ended, Lena grabbed a can of Coca-Cola from the office fridge and walked toward Maya, pretending to joke. "Hey, you've been working so hard. Maybe you need a little refreshment." Before anyone could react, Lena opened the can and poured it over Maya's head. The cold liquid soaked her beautiful red dress, dripping down her arms. The entire office gasped, and then, a few people laughed. Maya stood frozen, her heart pounded in her chest. The humiliation burned deeper than the soda. She had never expected such cruelty, not in a professional place, not from her colleagues. Tears welled in her eyes, but she held them back. She refused to give anyone the satisfaction of seeing her cry. The elevator doors opened. Just then, the soft ding of the elevator echoed through the hallway. Everyone turned their heads. Out stepped a tall, composed man in a tailored navy suit. His expression was calm, but his eyes were sharp, the kind that commanded respect instantly. It was Ethan Walker, the billionaire founder of Walker Industries, and Maya's husband. No one in the office had known. Maya had always kept her personal life private, wanting to succeed on her own merits. But Ethan had decided to surprise her that day, planning to take her out for lunch to celebrate her big presentation. When he walked in and saw his wife standing drenched in Coca-Cola, surrounded by coworkers who didn't know whether to laugh or apologize, his calm expression vanished. "Who," he said quietly, "did this to my wife?" The entire office fell silent. Lena's smirk disappeared instantly. "Sir, it was just a joke," Lena began, her voice trembling. "A joke?" Ethan repeated, stepping closer. "You humiliated a woman, my wife, in front of her team, and you call it a joke?" He turned toward the rest of the staff. "And the rest of you stood here and did nothing." No one spoke. Maya gently touched his arm, whispering, "Ethan, please, don't make a scene." He looked at her for a moment, the anger softening in his eyes. Then he took off his jacket and gently draped it over her shoulders. "Sweetheart, you've made enough peace for people who don't deserve it," he said softly. Then he faced the office again. "I'm Ethan Walker, owner of this building, and new majority stakeholder of Maple Heights Corporate." Gasps filled the room. "Yes," he continued, "I recently acquired this company's controlling shares. I wanted to surprise my wife today. Looks like the surprise is mine." He turned to Lena. "You're fired. Effective immediately." Lena's face turned pale. "You can't." "I can. And I just did," Ethan interrupted. "Pack your things. Security will escort you out." Then he looked around the room again. And to everyone else who laughed or said nothing, "Consider this your wake-up call. This office will now operate under a new code of respect. If you can't treat others with dignity, you won't be working here." The room remained frozen as security escorted Lena out. Maya, still in shock, whispered, "Ethan, you didn't have to." He smiled softly. "No, my love, I had to. You've spent your life lifting people up, and today it was time someone lifted you." He guided her out of the office gently, ignoring the stares and whispers. When they reached the elevator, Maya finally exhaled. I just wanted to be recognized for my work, not for who I'm married to. Ethan smiled, pressing the elevator button. And you will be, because tomorrow, I'm announcing you as the new Vice President of Operations. No one deserves it more. Her eyes widened. Ethan, he placed a finger on her lips. Shush, you've worked hard enough. Let the world see the woman I've always known you to be. The elevator doors closed, leaving the stunned office staff behind. When Maya returned to work the next morning, whispers filled the room. Everyone stood when she entered, some out of fear, others out of newfound respect. She smiled warmly and said, "Let's make today about teamwork. I'm not here for revenge. I'm here to build something better." Her words carried weight, not just because of her position, but because of her grace. That day marked a new era at Maple Heights Corporate. The toxic jokes stopped, the laughter became genuine, and people finally started treating each other like humans, not competitors. Maya's leadership transformed the office culture completely. Within months, the company became one of the most admired workplaces in the city. One afternoon, Maya received a message, "Ma'am, there's someone here to see you." When she looked up, it was Lena, the same woman who had once humiliated her. Lena looked different now, humble, nervous, almost regretful. "Maya," she began softly, "I came to apologize. What I did was unforgivable. I lost everything because of my pride. You didn't deserve that." Maya stood up, looking into her eyes. "We all make mistakes, Lena. What matters is that we learn from them." Lena blinked in surprise. "You'd forgive me after what I did?" "Yes," Maya replied, "because hate only keeps you small, and I refuse to live small." She offered her a gentle smile. "Good luck, Lena. I truly hope you find peace." As Lena left, Maya turned toward the window, sunlight glinting off her wedding ring. She smiled, feeling grateful, not for revenge, but for growth. Later that evening, Ethan met her at their penthouse balcony. The city lights twinkled below as he handed her a glass of sparkling water. "Another long day?" he asked. She smiled, "A meaningful one." He wrapped an arm around her and whispered, "I'm proud of you. You didn't just win, you taught everyone what real strength looks like." Maya leaned her head on his shoulder and looked out over the skyline. "I guess," she said softly, "sometimes the sweetest victory isn't firing people, it's forgiving them. If you believe that kindness, dignity, and respect should always win." Subscribe to USA Drama 2.0 for more emotional, real-life inspired stories that remind us that integrity always triumphs over cruelty. Because at USA Drama 2.0, every story has a heart.